Happy New Year, champions. Welcome to today's edition of the Motivation to Elevation Facebook Live podcast. I am yours truly, Arian, Tyson, the moving motivator. Again, Happy New Year. It's a new year, 2017. And we're going to pick up right where we left off in 2016. But we're going to take it to a whole nother level. And so we're not going to strive for goodness. We're going to strive for greatness. Greatness is the standard. And tonight, we're going to talk about why greatness does not require permission. So thank you so much to everybody who's tuning in. And we're going to dive in momentarily. I trust that your new year has got off to a great start. Mine has got off to a great start. And I'm just looking to just really build on it. And if you get value from this, feel free to use the hashtag motivation, the number 2 elevation. And if you're just hopping on, leave me a comment in the comment section so I can say hello to you. And we're going to dive in real soon. Before we begin, this is something crazy, and I'm going to ask you all. I got told that I look like Sean Combs. Is that true? What's up, cuzzo? Happy New Year to you. Hope all is well. The family representing. What's up, cuz? What's up, Pierre? All right, we're gonna get this going. All right, what's up, champions? Welcome to tonight's edition of the Motivation to Elevation podcast. This is the first one of 2017, and I am so glad that we are in a new year. I'm so glad to see 2016 gone. It's in the past. I'm not even thinking about it no more. And so hopefully you feeling the same way. And for me, 2017, I have no other place to go but up. So let's dive in. 2017, I'm determined for 2017 to be great. And I hope that you're determined for 2017 to be great as well. For those that are just joining us, my name is Arian Tyson. I am streaming live from my office here in St. Louis, Missouri. And it is an honor to serve tonight. And I want to talk to you and just really answer why greatness does not require permission. So we're going to talk about what does greatness require and what does greatness not require. And then we're going to even talk about what to do if you want to achieve greatness. And then what you must realize to achieve greatness in this year 2017. So let's dive in. What does greatness require? It's a lot of things that greatness requires, but I'm going to talk about 2 things mainly. Number 1, greatness requires sacrifices. And there is no true sacrifice without experiencing some type of pain. The kind of sacrifices required for greatness is the ones that make the process continuously painful for a little while. But we know that trouble doesn't last always, right? If you want to be good, it will be painful on every now and then. And many people can still handle it. For example, when the new year starts, most people have this idea that they want to lose weight. Well, take it from me. If you haven't worked out in a while and you start back out and work out and you're exercising muscles that you haven't worked out in a while, you're going to experience some type of pain. No question about it. And even as I sit here live, streaming live, my back is hurting. But nevertheless, I'm not making no excuses, because this is what I love to do, and I'm gonna bring it just like I bring it every Tuesday night. It is what it is. But nevertheless, I am in a little bit of pain right now. But here's what I do know. Being great is a totally different level. The pain is much deeper and it's continuous. And very few people can endure this kind of pain. And that's why there are very few great people. Most people naturally choose things that bring pleasures to them. It's unnatural to choose pain over pleasure, let alone doing it continuously for a long time. Now, great people are those who have exceptional qualities, and they achieve them by continuously pushing their boundaries beyond their comfort zone. And you've heard me say it on previous podcasts that life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Good people, there's a difference between being a good person and being a great person. Good people stop after they reach certain levels. But great people keep going. They keep pushing the envelope. They don't get complacent and they don't get satisfied. They continue to challenge themselves. They continue to push themselves to the next level beyond their comfort zone. Moving beyond your comfort zone is painful. But great people do it continuously and find it rewarding in the long run. And this is the kind of sacrifices I mean. The secret to greatness is choosing pain over pleasures continuously for a long time. So the pain here is moving beyond the comfort zone, while the pleasure is staying in the comfort zone or staying within that comfort zone. Great people choose pain over pleasure continuously for a long time because they always move beyond their comfort zone. Greatness. Number two, greatness. Everybody wants it, but few people achieve it. What does it take to achieve true greatness? It takes a couple things. We just talked about sacrifice, but it also takes a willingness to serve, and it takes heart. What do I mean by that? Absolutely, no pain, no gain. When you sacrifice and you have a willingness to serve and you have heart, that's the foundation. When it comes to serving, the more you serve, the greater you can become. For example, what am I doing now? I'm serving you all tonight. I serve you all every Tuesday. And the more that I do this, the better that I become. So the more that you serve, the greater you can become. And the greater you become, the more you can serve. If you want to achieve greatness in your relationship, serve. If you want to achieve greatness with as a spouse, serve. If you want to achieve greatness as a parent, serve. If you want to achieve greatness as a friend, serve. If you want to achieve greatness as an entrepreneur, you got to be willing to serve. If you want to achieve greatness in direct sales, serve. If you want to achieve greatness as a leader, I'm sure y'all got the hint. You got to serve. So what does it take to achieve true greatness? You got to be willing to make sacrifices. You got to be willing. You got to have a willingness to serve. and you got to have heart. Now let's talk about what greatness does not require. What I've discovered is on the road to greatness, one of the things that is not required, believe it or not, is talent. Talent is not required. For what I've discovered is that talent is a mask that we put on perseverance and dedication because we don't want to see that greatness is within our reach. I'm going to say that again. Talent is a mask that we put on. Perseverance and dedication because we don't want to see that greatness is within our reach if we are willing to put the work in for it to achieve it. Now, we want to believe that top athletes and performers got to their level of mastery mostly because of their natural abilities, and that we could do the same if we only had those traits. Now, it's easy to dismiss the hard work and commitment behind greatness as mere talent, but what we don't realize is how much is behind becoming a top performer. The resilience, the mental toughness, the endless hours of practice. Like, for example, in a couple weeks, they're finally showing the New Edition story, which is supposed to rival the Jacksons movie. Now, I was young when the Jacksons movie came out, but it talked about how Michael Jackson and his brothers, they practiced tirelessly. But when we think of Michael Jackson, we think of a musical genius. And we look at him as someone who had natural ability, but he put practice in. He was committed to his craft, and he was dedicated, and he put the work in. And that's why he's universally recognized as pretty much the greatest entertainer ever to step on a stage. It didn't come to him overnight, but he put the work in. You can put the late Prince in the same category. He didn't learn that overnight. It took practice. And that's crazy because there are times when it boils down to it, because people are so great or they get to a level of greatness that we actually do think that they can do it with no effort. And yeah, they can make it look effortless. But if they were still alive, I would love to ask them that question. How much time did you put in? And I'm telling you, it was hours upon hours upon hours. And it's not just them. Just think about anybody that's great or that you consider great, even now. And it's easy to dismiss the hard work and commitment behind greatness as mere talent. The truth is, we are not willing to do what it takes. And we make up excuses and blame other factors to protect our egos. And if we were conscious about how hard masters work on their craft, as I was just talking about, we would feel ashamed for ever thinking that talent is the reason for their success. While it's true that some people can learn faster than others, the reality is they still need a great deal of practice and dedication to become a master. Have you ever heard the term jack of all trades but master of none? And those that become masters, they have learned to perfect their craft. And even those that learn faster than others or have physical traits that make their craft easier for them, they still need to put in practice and dedication to become that master. Everyone that has made it to the top in any field had to spend endless hours learning and refining their skill. No exceptions. None. Think about Think about Da Vinci or Mozart, who have been wrongly popularized as geniuses that simply got it. They worked extensively hard on their craft from an early age. And as I'm thinking about Mozart, I use Mozart as an example. We are amazed by stories that he could hear a piece of music one time and later replicate it without error. Now, while the stories could be exaggerated, if almost everything you have ever done since the age of 3, from the moment that you woke up to the moment you fell asleep, was playing and composing music, it would be just as surprising if you weren't able to do such a feat. Now, Mozart, for example, worked very hard on his music. No amount of talent without his passion and commitment would have taken him to such a level of mastery. And another example is the greatest basketball player ever, MJ, Michael Jordan. One of the greatest sportsmen of our time. His work ethic is legendary. He demanded the very best of himself and those that were around him. And most of the time, he would be the first one to show up to practice, and he would be the last one to leave practice. This is where Kobe Bryant got his craft from. And mind you, I was never really the biggest Kobe Bryant fan, but he mimicked Michael Jordan. He learned from Michael Jordan. He learned that work ethic from Michael Jordan because he idolized Michael Jordan. And the thing that makes Jordan so great is Jordan never settled for the level he had reached. He kept looking for ways to become an even better athlete and player. And it would be an insult to call talent the lifetime of dedication and improvement of his skill. Michael Jordan said that the mental toughness and the heart are a lot stronger than some of the physical advantages you might have. I'm going to say that again. The mental toughness and the heart are a lot stronger than some of the physical advantages you might have. Now, on a previous podcast, I talked about the difference between having a fixed mindset and having a growth mindset, and the belief that we are born with certain traits that can't be altered limits our thinking and our progress. But by embracing the growth mindset, the realization that we can change and improve regardless of the traits that we have, will help us improve faster and motivate us to take on bigger challenges. Now, the idea that you either have it or don't have it is only true if you want to believe it's true. Now, what saddens me to think about when I think of passionate people who want to pursue an art, who want to pursue sports or any craft, but they quit before even starting because they were told, sometimes after taking short assessments, and if you were like me when you were in school, you took those career assessments and they try to point you in the direction of where they feel like you would be most successful. I'm sure y'all remember them. That they were not talented or didn't have it. But let me ask you something. Think about how many potential great minds, great artists, or great sportsmen have we repressed? And chances are you might be one of them. Now, never again let your perceived talent or lack of it steer you away from your passion and from your goals. And in the search of mastery and achieving greatness, talent and natural abilities can be an advantage, but they are not a requirement. I'm going to say it again. in the search of mastery and achieving greatness. Talent and natural abilities can be an advantage, but they're not a requirement. So what should you do if you want to achieve greatness? It's a couple things you could do, but I'm going to give you one. And it's real simple. Stop asking for permission. Here's why. Greatness comes from fear. Fear can either shut us down and we go home, or we fight through it. I've heard fear used as an acronym in a couple different ways. I heard it first used when I was a kid as false evidence appearing real, but I'm not going to use that acronym. Fear can be two things. You can either forget everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. The choice is up to you. Never underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all the same in this notion. The potential for greatness lives within each of us. Greatness is within you. Greatness is within me. I heard it put like this. Will Smith, who is considered great and is somebody I consider great, said it like this. He said, greatness is not this, it's not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, godlike feature that only the special among us will ever reach or ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us. And it's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period. It's that simple. So, what must you achieve? What must you realize to achieve greatness in 2017? As we wrap this up, two things. First of all, you got to get out your own way. If you're going to achieve greatness in 2017, you've got to get out your own way. What do I mean by that? Stop getting ready and just do what you know must be done. This may not be happiness and it may not feel good, but it is greatness. Think about this. A retentive memory may be a good thing, but the ability to forget is the true token of greatness. What do I mean by that? It's easy for us to remember the times where we've fallen short. And sometimes that plays in the back of our minds. And as a result, it causes us to question ourselves. It causes us to second guess ourselves. And chances are losing sight of that or removing that from your mental Rolodex may actually be a good thing. I challenge you to take those chances and realize that you too can achieve greatness in 2017. Whereas if you play it safe, or if you know you're playing it safe, whether you choose to continue to play it safe, you'll never know how great you can be. I truly believe, and I am a living witness to this, that what does not kill you makes you stronger. Even if you fail, learning and moving on is sometimes the best thing. You've already failed. Why don't you try failing forward and adapt the mindset that in 2017, I will, and I must achieve greatness. And then realize, after you get out of your own way, realize that you will be criticized. You will be criticized. The final proof of greatness is being able to endure criticism without resentment. And it hurts, and I'm telling you, it hurts when you're being criticized by those that you love. It hurts when you're being criticized by those that are in your family. It hurts when you are being criticized by those that say that they're ride or die for you. But ask yourself, what would you rather happen? Would you rather be criticized for what you are and what you know you are? Or would you rather be celebrated for what you're not? Either way, somebody is going to have something to say. And having said all that, this is why greatness does not require permission. You don't need permission to be great. If you want to achieve greatness, stop asking for permission. No permission required, because you got greatness within you. It's already there. It's just waiting for you to tap into it and for it to come out. It's the start of a new year. It's a great time for that greatness to come out. You've had it laying dormant long enough. And you spent a lot of time getting ready. You spent a lot of time waiting on the right time. Well, the past is history and tomorrow's a mystery. All we have is right now. That's why it's called the present. It's a gift. Tomorrow's not promised. So you might as well unleash your greatness now. One day at a time, one step at a time. It's not about the sprint. It is about the marathon. And ask yourself, when you look back over your life, you don't want to have regrets. You don't want to have those coulda, woulda, shouldas. You have enough of them. I have enough of them. Now I'm making up for lost time. Get out your own way and realize you will be criticized nevertheless. But I would rather be criticized for what I am than be celebrated for what I'm not. And if you think about it, you feel the same way. So I trust that tonight's podcast has been valuable to you. If it has, feel free to share this podcast. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you got out of it. It's the start of a new year. We're going to take this to the next level. And I'm going to challenge you to make 2017 better than 2016. Stretch yourself to a level that you've never stretched yourself to. You got to stretch out of your comfort zone in order to achieve greatness. You have to. Time out for playing safe, because it has you where you are right now. But if you know that you deserve better, it's time for you to launch into the deep. Because if you could teach a person how to fish, they'll eat for the rest of their life. If you got value from this, let me know. I will be back next Tuesday, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition, the first episode of 2017 of the Motivation to Elevation Facebook Live podcast. It's yours truly, Arian, Tyson, the Moving Motivator, signing off. God bless. Good night.